All right, good morning. It is early, like sun's just coming up early. Change of scenery, change of venue, change of
everything.
Country.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're back home in Canada now, as you saw from the last little trail ride video. We made it back, kind of in one piece, for the most part. Old Red's
a little grumpy.
a little sick.
Yeah.
Got a pretty good engine. It's not a knock, it's not a tick, it's more of a bang ish. It was kind of hurt when we were ready to take it out, and you know, I tried to find whatever I thought it could be, but we kind of ran out of time, so we just made the decision to send it. And yeah, it didn't self-heal at all. So, but we did, you know, get a custom paint job, which, you know, everybody that's, so you're putting tools on the fenders, you're doing this and that. Here's why. Here, I'll show you. So if you're not happy with the paint, when you just take it out into the bush, so you can get these nice custom swirls. And if you're not happy with them, we'll just go wash it and
Try
again, and we'll make new ones. So
I personally like the clumps.
yeah, the clumps add texture. So this morning, we're gonna rip this thing over to the Bath and Body Shop, i.e. the car wash.
Car wash.
And get this thing all hosed off, and then we'll crack into this engine and see what's kind of going on.
Because we have nothing better to do right now.
Yeah, it's not like we're getting ready for a wedding or anything, but
Nah.
secondary. All right, we'll be back in a minute. All right, we're back from the Life of a Dad automotive detailing department, i.e. the driveway.
Yeah.
And we kind of half-washed the Jeep. But it's enough to get us do what we're doing. So let's, first of all, let's do a walk around, because we've never seen this one before. This one's new. Obviously you got a glimpse of it when we were out on the trails. But this one is the 1999, and this one has the non-bulletproof 4-cylinder in it. So everything on it is stock, with the exception of the lift kit. It's got a 2.5-inch rough country, was the original. And then it's got 31 by 10.5 by 15 tires. And these, I just put these on last year. We replaced them. So other than that, everything is factory. It's got Rancho RS 9500s on the back, and then the rough country shocks on the front. I have the ones to go with that. I just haven't put them on yet because they're not broke. So I replace them. This thing's been beat pretty bad. The fender's been patched I don't know how many times. It's different color red, you know, the pro paint jobs. Underneath here, this is the lipstick on the pig. This was, it was buckled. The tub's actually all buckled under here, and it carried on down. So I just bought the rock sliders, and the running board was tore right off. So I just replaced that with just a Smitty built tube. I mean, this thing is not a going to town machine by any stretch of the means. This one literally just kind of zips into our little local tiny little town, maybe to go to the hardware store. And other than that, we take it out, really. So you can see we got the Flintstone panel back over there. That whole floor is all rotted out. There's holes that go right through. And it's like that kind of throughout. The rest of the floors and everything like that, I put this thermo stuff on it to kind of act as a sound deadener and a heat shield. When we were in Pennsylvania, the floor got smoking hot. So we had to do something a little bit different, but it's got some rust holes in it. But I mean, it does what it does. But the frame and everything is all solid. It's not all rusted out. and being from Pennsylvania, that was kind of a shocker. So what we're up against now is chasing the engine sound. It's not a Jehovah's Witness knock. It's more of a Girl Scout cookie kind of tap on the door. So we're trying to figure out, it's not valve train and it's not bottom end. So I think I've narrowed it down to the timing cover. When I put the Jeep back together, when we put the brand new engine in it, which I did, it's still got the stickers. That's aftermarket non-OEM DA36. So this was a long block that I bought. It had the head and everything all on it, timing chain. The issue was, and I need to double check, but it sounds like the tapping is coming from the timing chain cover, which is odd because it's brand new. But I took off the valve cover. I checked all the push rods and they are rotating with the valve train. It's got really good oil pressure. Everything seems to be good. It's just kind of banging. So we're in the process of ripping apart the front end. The man cub's here helping me because I don't have any tools. I got some partial socket sets that are missing everything. It's always you.
I got my own tools.
It's always you. Not a 10mm socket to be found, which is
This one.
except for the one that he brought.
The one that I brought from home.
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to get all this out, get the front end all off, and then crack into that timing cover and see what we see. All right, we'll be back in a bit. All right, we're back. So avert your eyes. It's naked again. So we got the whole front end disassembled. And when I took apart the timing cover, there's a spring tensioner that sits on the bottom here, like so. And I noticed the chain was kind of floppy. And then if you look on the back here, this is all broken. So it's likely that this was rattling around in there against the timing cover. And that's what was causing. I knew it was the timing chain, or I was really highly suspicious of it because I did use the Dr. Telescope thing and listen to it, and I could really hear it. So it looks like this was likely the culprit vibrating just against the timing cover. So I went and picked up a whole new timing set because without that tensioner, I don't know how much the chain stretched. So we got a whole new assembly. Everything's all in. Timing marks are all lined up. Cylinder one's on top dead center. So everything should just go back together in reverse. So don't forget this guy. This is the oil flinger. On these 2.5 and 4 liter engines, this helps distribute that. It's not a big deal if you don't put it on. It just puts a lot of oil pressure kind of in one spot rather than sending it around the whole unit. So I'm going to get this cleaned up, and then we'll get this on, get it in reverse, and test fire it. All right, we'll be back. All right, good morning. It's another day. We actually packed it up early yesterday so we could go get some things done. So now we're getting back in the reassembly stage. So the all the front end is all put back together. Timing chain's all in, and we actually ran it just for a few minutes, well actually a minute, just to make sure it wasn't rattling and banging anymore, and it's all gone. So quiet as a church mouse. Back to a Singer sewing machine esque. So now the big thing is getting the fender and the rad and everything back on. But one thing I did notice is this obviously is all broken. So we're gonna do the right thing. We're gonna fix this. So give me about 5 minutes, and then I'll bring you back and we'll show you. You know, I got to pull out the plastic welder and all sorts of other stuff to get this back to factory. So we'll work on that now. Okay, got the plastic welder out, i.e. the zip ties, and good as new. Now the fan shroud will keep that 4-cylinder nice and cool. All right, good afternoon. So we're all finished up. We took the Jeeps out the other day and everything was good except for that Girl Scout wrapping on the doors. But we got it fixed. It's all taken care of. It was that little plastic guide in the timing chain, the tensioner. So we got all that repaired. I just put a whole new kit in. That way I don't have to take it apart in 6 months and replace the chain because it was all stretched out. So all that's done is handled. Everything seems to be okay. We took the Jeeps out. We enjoyed it. You know, the smiles on the faces and the hooting and hollering and the laughing and just spending the time together. You know, I had to spend a day and a bit in the garage kind of repairing stuff, but at the end of the day, it's all worth it, really. We had a lot of fun, and you know, now when we go out again, we won't have to worry about it because everything should be fixed, except for the upper ball joint on the driver's side. It's packing its bags, getting ready to check out. The power steering rack has left the chat. It's nowhere to be seen. You pour power steering fluid in the reservoir and it just pours right out the rack. So it's all, you know, whatever. We'll just kind of live with it. It's getting, you know, the end of the season. This thing won't be driven in the winter time, so it's all good. We'll address that stuff in the new year. But in the meantime, you know, we're just gonna spend some time together now. And apparently, this wedding is kind of a big deal. So gonna get involved in that and, you know, do dad things and that sort of stuff. So I think that's going to do it for today. All right. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Definitely comment. We love hearing from everybody and the content that we share. So we'll catch you on the next one.